Hey, it's Glenn, and I can't sleep. And this lighting, it's making this look like one of those like video calls in movies from the '80s that were set in the future. Like this is what video calls are supposed to look like today. But they don't. They look real good. So the '80s were wrong, and it's distracting, and I'm in it. I'm in it. I look like Max Headroom. I bet I feel like Max Headroom too. Anybody remember Max Headroom selling coke? He was a coke pusher. Anyway, I'm tired. I don't know. Do I look like Dracula to you? Like, just this lighting makes me look like Dracula in the '80s on a video call from the future. I have truly lost my mind. Hope it's not a problem. Yeah. I haven't done a video in a while. You've probably seen a slew of them by the time you see this because I will have been editing again by then. World's been falling apart. I'm in my room. It's basically empty. We're sort of in limbo between two houses right now. And it's the most stressed out I think either of us has ever been in our lives. I know for me, my roommate I'm talking about, if I didn't say that already. My eyes aren't even open. Why can't I sleep? Oh, my eyes look really red in this lighting. I am Dracula. I can't sleep because I'm Dracula. You know, I think I might have conjured Satan the other night. But that's how bad things have been. I may have summoned the devil into my soon-to-be former living room. The devil. Like, I don't know. You know, like, I don't believe in the devil. Well, I mean, I didn't. Well, starting to wonder about my position on the matter. So here's the story. Oh my gosh, this video has only been going for 3 minutes. It feels like a lot longer. But here's the deal. So, I was taking a shower the other night in a state of utter desperation, just pondering life like you do. And I was like, well, there's one thing I haven't tried. And I was like, so, Satan, if you're real and want to make a deal, give me a sign that that's an option. Give me a sign that you're there and open. You know? So nothing happened. But I was in the shower for a while. And then I got out. Well, but this was at the end of the shower. That's what I'm saying. I guess that's irrelevant. How long I was in the shower. I should not post this episode, but I'm gonna. So I was in the shower and talked to the hypothetical devil, asked for a sign that he was there. Nothing happened. So I got out of the shower, dried off a little, wrapped my towel around me, walked out into the living room, and at that very moment, an ashtray of sorts burst into flame. And no one had been using the ashtray. And the smoke filled up the whole house, and none of these fire alarms went off either. I mean, they go off if you burn toast, not if you are the devil lighting an ashtray on fire, lighting ashes on fire. And then Matt came out of his room, and the house is full of smoke, and I'm holding this thing. It's on fire, and I'm putting it in the sink to try to put out the flames. And he's all, "What's going on?" And I'm all, "I don't know." The next day when I got home from work, I said, "Matt, I think I might have summoned the devil last night. I think he wants to make a deal. What should I ask for? And what am I willing to pay?" I don't know. It's like one of my favorite novels in the world is The Picture of Dorian Gray. I know I've talked about it in videos before, so I reread it last year. I always want to reread it again immediately, but I force myself to diversify. I don't reread many books because, you've only got so much time to read books. But some books really do merit a reread and a re-reread and a re-re-re-re-re-reread. I have some favorite books. So, yeah, but he makes a deal with the devil. And that ends well. That ends well. I mean, should I make a deal with the devil and just see what happens? Did I summon the devil? Or do ashtrays that have not been used within hours burst into flame right after you talk to the devil? I mean, I don't know. I'm not afraid of the devil. I don't have any problem with the devil, as you can tell by this lighting. I think the devil's, I get it. I get it. I mean, if that story about the fall were true, about, I don't know. I get it. Who wants to bow down? Not me. I'm not a bow down kind of guy. So I get the devil. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can be pals. Maybe he just wants to hang out. Like, would you hang out with the devil? Just like to shoot the breeze, like just to say, "Oh, so you're the devil. What's that like, man?" Then he starts sharing all of his woes, all of his job stresses, and how he's misunderstood, overworked, underpaid. You'd get to hear all of that, and about his love life, I don't know, some like demon he's banging is like banging another underworld deity. It's like banging what's his nuts? Like I can't one of Zeus's brothers. Why can't I think of his name? I love Greek mythology. But yeah, so like you get to hear all of that. Just hang out with the devil. You don't have to sell him your soul. Like you just happen to be sitting on the same bench in the park. You don't want there to be awkward silence, right? Like just you're gonna have to have a conversation with the guy. I mean, and you're gonna find out he's just a guy. He's just a guy with a job. The devil is just a guy with a job. Who knows if he likes it? I don't know. Maybe I'll find out. Maybe I just call up Satan. And I'm like, hey, you want to hang out, man? Are you okay? Are you okay? I mean, who ever asks the devil if he's okay? I feel bad for him. I have sympathy for the devil. Some people are going to watch this video and cringe. Perhaps I shall too. But for different reasons. But yeah. I mean, the devil. Yeah. I don't know. So I don't even know like what I would ask for specifically. I'd have to make it worth my while. You know, whatever price I would have to pay. If, you know, the stories are to be believed, the price would be my soul. So, you know, I'd want conditions because, you know, I'd go big. My soul is worth a lot. You know, I feel like I have the most valuable soul in existence because it certainly is to me. And so it should be priced accordingly. I'm not going to just have some simple, dumb wish like, I don't know, I can't think of a simple, dumb wish. I value myself so much more. But, you know, like a single dumb wish, like, I really can't think of one. All of mine are just so grand. What would somebody stupid wish for? Like someone just wishes to be rich. That's a stupid way. Your soul is worth nothing more than financial freedom. And how do you define rich? Because guess what? You got 2 jobs and barely make the rent American. Globally speaking, you are rich already. So you wish for that, you make that deal with the devil, and you basically just gave the devil your soul because he doesn't have to do anything. You're rich. So, yeah, don't make a stupid, dumb, don't sell your soul for something stupid like that. Because it's got to be that and then some, is what I'm saying. Like, you've got to go for it. Everything. Like, don't just say, oh, I wish so and so were still alive. I wish, I don't know, I can't, It's like, oh, I wish so and so would fall in love with me. Like, I wish I had a pony. I don't know. I don't wish I had a pony. That sounds like a lot of work. But you know what I mean. Those aren't my wishes. They were hypotheticals that some dumb person trades their soul for. Nah. I gotta think of something worthy of my soul's true value. Or maybe I just say, you know what, Satan, you do me this solid. Give me what I want, and I will be your psychiatrist. Like, you can, I'll be the friend you can talk to about your work stress and your love life and, I don't know, like your family problems. You have family, right? Like the devil. I think he probably gets a bad rap. Like, it's just kind of bullying. It's totally bullying. The church is bullying the devil. I mean, Jesus didn't bully the devil. And why is the devil vilified for trying to, like, tempt Christ in the desert? I mean, he was trying to help him. Dude was starving in the desert, and he's like, why are you starving in the desert? Make some food. You're magical. You are a magic wizard. You can just make food. Like, why was that so wrong to say to a man starving in the desert who has wizard powers? It's like, why the hell are you starving in the desert when you have wizard powers? I don't know. I'm just saying. And I don't think the snake was the devil in the book of Genesis. I mean, without even, saying, I think that story is a fairy tale. What am I doing in my lip? But the snake, like, really, who lied in the Garden of Eden? God? Or the snake? God, who said, hey, don't eat that or you'll die. Or the snake, who said, you won't die if you eat that. Eat that. And they ate it, and did they die? Not immediately. They lived for like almost 1,000 years. Like, Adam lived to be 930 years old. I don't think he was struck with instant death. And you can't, they weren't immortal. That's what I've heard some people say, that, before they ate the fruit, they were immortal. And when they ate the fruit, they became mortal, so they would die. But that's not the case, because when God and I guess the other gods are discussing, what just went down, because there were 2 trees they weren't supposed to eat from, or they would die. And so they ate from one, and they got banished from the garden, so they wouldn't eat from the other one. And why didn't God want them, or the gods in Genesis, want them to eat from the second tree? Because in God's words, then they would become like us and live forever. Which means they were not immortal to begin with. They were always going to die. So maybe God didn't lie. He just told them something that was, well, no, because when you say or, it implies that you won't die if you don't eat that fruit. And they were forbidden to eat from there's a tree of knowledge and the tree of life. They ate from the tree of knowledge, and then they knew that they were butt-ass naked, talking to a snake. And so the snake is vilified? I mean, God's the one who lied to them and said, if you eat from that, you'll die. And really, it was, if you eat from that, you'll become aware. You'll be smart. That God in Genesis was afraid of humans becoming smart. But so I don't know. Sounds like religion to me. But it's a great myth. I enjoy it greatly, thoroughly. But yeah, the snake, they didn't do anything wrong. Unless any teacher is a bad person. Anyone who opens your eyes to a thing is a bad person. Maybe that's why there's this such a push against quote-unquote woke culture, which I love. Like, go back to sleep. Don't be woke. I did a whole episode on that. Of my I can't sleep videos. Which I love doing. I love doing these videos. They're so therapeutic. What? I can't think of words. I've had sleep medicine. True story. I've had sleep medicine. And I stole Matt's chair. Why? Because it's comfortable. And my chair causes me physical pain. I need a new office chair. And I'm in here, I'm in my room, I'm not on my regular camera and my couch, because my couch is in public storage, and my camera, I lost track of who was packing what. And so I have the camera, but I don't have the charger. So I just really wanted to make a video because I've been in a bit of crisis, and talking to the camera makes me feel good, and maybe it'll keep me from making a deal with the devil. Maybe. But if now that I've got his attention, now that he wants to be friends, I don't know. Or was it just a coincidence that the ashtray of sorts burst into flame just after I asked the devil to say hi. I need to take a shower right now. I'm all greasy. Maybe I should refrain from communing with Satan. Or not. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. Moving forward. Good things, I hope. Time will tell. Gosh. I'm hungry. I just ate. And it feels like I've been making this video for like an hour, but it's only been 24 minutes and 46 seconds. But I don't know. I just I just couldn't sleep, so wanted to tell you about my life a little bit. Wanted to ponder the devil. But yeah, Dorian Gray made a deal with the devil, like eternal youth, no consequences really. Like, dude couldn't get syphilis if he tried. He couldn't get syphilis if he injected it into his cock with a syringe. Like, he just. But the painting of him would. The painting would have all of the consequences of time and his dark choices. His. Yeah. Glorious novel. I love that novel. I love the conversations. I love the dialogue in that novel. And just the philosophy, just the all of it. I just love it so much. And the story. The story is fantastic. But I think Dorian Gray, it could have ended like, maybe I am the devil. I just feel like I don't want to spoil the end. But I guess I don't feel like there was anything for. Okay, no, I'm gonna stop talking. So I'm like, Dorian Gray wasn't such a bad guy. Why did the book end the way it did? It's like, what does that say about me? I don't know. I'm cool with it though, whatever it says about me. Yeah. See, now if my books become bestsellers someday, people are gonna find this video and say, oh, he made a deal with Satan. That's what happened. Yeah. I'm probably not gonna make a deal with Satan. Probably. We'll see. We'll see. It depends. I don't want to sell my soul. I guess that's what I can say for certain. I will not be selling my soul or trading my soul. But if he wants to just be bros, why not? I mean, I'm not afraid to get along with anybody, as long as they respect me and are nice. I mean, if the devil's nice and not all, I'll swallow your soul, like, yeah, Like, if he just wants to hang out at Starbucks, talk about his day, talk about the world. I wonder what Satan thinks about the world. For real. Like, if Satan is real, what does he think about the world? And if that whole mythological devil, if that's all an actual being, if it were, if the snake were the devil, the same devil of Jesus in the desert, in the wilderness for 40 days fasting, something that those characters both have in common. They're just trying to get some kids to eat. That's so. I mean, if you've read the Gospels, Jesus loved to eat. And I mean, come on. Guy can like feed thousands of people with a fish and a piece of bread or a loaf of bread. Like, he can multiply food. He has wizard powers. Which is why, Jesus may have been obese. Because he loved to eat and he had the power, the wizard power. It's like his mom makes him some pumpkin pie. I doubt they had pumpkin pie back then in that region or any region. Maybe, I don't know. Did the ancient Romans have pumpkin pie? Now I want to know. But I won't get sidetracked by that until later when I'm all alone. But gosh, I did get sidetracked. What was I even talking about? Pumpkin pie. So like if Jesus had something as good as pumpkin pie and his mom is like, "All right, we're out of pumpkin pie, just that last piece," Jesus would make it into like 5,000 pieces of pumpkin pie. And you're going to stop a little kid with wizard powers from eating 5,000 pieces of pumpkin pie? I don't think so. And like, Jesus got all pissed off at that fig tree because it didn't have any figs. He made it wither up and die because Jesus wakes up hangry. Not hungry. Hangry. To the point that he will kill you if you don't give him some food. Like, and then what happens, okay, when he's resurrected, I don't recall which gospel. I want to say John. But don't quote me on that. They kind of run together, some of them. Like, I could differentiate. I want to say Mark is the one that has Jesus hates hypocrites through the whole thing. He's like, "You hypocrite." That's all it's about. And then John is the one that's more, I guess it's the common favorite. But yeah, anyway, it's not Sunday school. Though it is Sunday. I started this video on Saturday, but now it's Sunday. So anyway, Jesus killed the fig tree because he didn't have food. Then after his resurrection, in one of the Gospels, he meets the disciples and they're like, "Whoa, look at that. It's the ghost of Jesus." And he's like, "No, anyway, shut up. Anybody got something to eat?" And one of the disciples just happened to have a fish in his pocket, like Harpo Marx. What if one of the disciples was like Harpo? The disciples were the Marx brothers? No, the Marx brothers are too smart. The disciples were not great intellects in the Gospels. They're like, "But Lord, what does it mean?" "Lord, should I stick this banana in my ear to hear better?" Like, I don't know how Jesus put up with those bozos. But anyway, they served a purpose. That the story would be explained in the narrative. That, the historical apostles probably weren't that dumb. Then again, perhaps they were. Dumb people are allowed to exist. Yeah, so Jesus loved to eat, and I don't know where I was going with that. Right, okay, and so the devil knew Jesus loved to eat. So he sees this boy starving himself in the wilderness and is bewildered by that. It's like God's little fatty baby, like little, like, Jesus was well fed by himself. And the devil's like, you are soft, you're not accustomed to this, man. Eat with your wizard powers. And that's all he did. He tried to like get him to do stuff, take care of himself. It's like, stop wandering around with these morons who are like, just, dear Lord, if I bite my fingers off, will they grow back as fingers or will they grow back as toes? Jesus is just like, oh God. And God's like, don't use my name as a swear. I don't know, I wasn't there. And neither were you, so don't judge me. I'm just speculating on religious history, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's all. The devil was just like, look, dude, you can give yourself the best job in the world. Get rich. Throw parties. You love to throw parties. You love to eat. You love to drink. What are you doing in this desert? Why are you going to go through this whole crucifixion? Like, why is the devil a bad guy in that story? He's trying to talk a guy out of going through with being ritually sacrificed by his father. He's trying to say, you know what? You don't have to do that. I mean, in Jesus is all, but I have to die to save people from their sins. And I'm like, if I'm the devil, I'm like, what? What happens to them if you don't save them from their sins? And then Jesus would have to be like, well, I hand them over to you to be thrown into eternal fire. And the devil would be like, okay, so if these people do something naughty and you don't let them nail you to a cross, then you're gonna throw them into hell? But if they do nail you to a cross, you're going to absolve them of whatever naughty thing they did in the first place? Okay, Jesus. You do you. Or maybe don't do any of that. It's like it save them from their sins. If you don't want to throw them into hell, don't throw them into hell. You don't have to go be nailed on a cross and die and come back to life which totally renders the impact of your death scene moot. Like, like superheroes in DC Comics these days, like their death has no meaning. They're always going to come back to life, no matter how ludicrously it's done. Ludicrously, that was a difficult word to say. Right, but so the devil's just watching out for people. He knows Jesus is used to eating. That's the rumor. That's the rumor. I don't know if the devil's a jerk. I mean, he didn't set off my smoke alarms. That's considerate. Ah, this chair's comfortable. I don't know what I was saying. Right, because I changed positions in my chair. So, yeah, so the devil's just watching out for Jesus because he probably thought Jesus was crazy. So, Jesus, you've got some weird religion in you, man. You don't... What are you thinking? Like, if you don't want to throw people into hell, just don't do it. Just don't do it. You don't have to go through this weird drama. Just save them from their sins. It doesn't make sense. That's all I'm saying. Gosh, I've been hanging around the devil too much. Boys and girls and all the rest. I don't regret it. Devil's always just trying to get people to eat. He's trying to get people to take care of themselves and being vilified for it. What is this video even supposed to be? Why do I have a bottle of water over here, bottle of water over here? This one's warmer. It must be the devil's. I don't even know what deal I would want to make. I just feel like life works itself out for the most part. Like if you wish to be rich, sell your soul for worldly riches. You're just gonna have more expensive problems, man. You're not gonna be like perfectly content with every aspect of your life because you're rich. You may even lose people who you love because you're rich. You may gain their resentment. And what I'm saying is, if you didn't do that, you would find a more genuine happiness, Like, you'd probably find you had everything you needed. Like, you wouldn't be any happier rich. It would balance out because you'd still be living a human life. with ups and downs and joys and sorrows, rich or poor. You're going to live a human life, so it's a wasted trade of your soul. You know, you trade your soul for some person to fall in love with you, but it turns out that person's not right for you. And then you can't shake them. Or, you know, if you didn't trade your soul for that and just allowed your feelings to lead you into getting closer to that person, and that could have led to the two of you falling in love anyway, and it does work out, and you never needed to have traded your soul for it. So, and you know, if it doesn't work out, if you don't on your own get together with whoever it is you're crushing on, you find someone else, someone better. You know, if time will bring you something somewhere, here and there. Yeah, you just gotta keep at it. If you want something, go for it. But you don't have to trade your soul for it. My God, I think the dumbest thing you could wish for would be to be famous. God, I want to be famous, you say, and then, God, there are so many ways to be famous. And you didn't stipulate how long. Get your 5 minutes of fame. I don't know. Like, you're not gonna necessarily be a movie star. But then, like, again, it's like with being rich. You're famous, you're gonna lose people. It's gonna be harder to make genuine friends. Because you won't know who's sucking up to you for your fame or your riches or whatever. So you're not going to be happy or famous. You know, like, who cares? Who do you want to know that you're famous? Like, who are you trying to impress? Be a social butterfly. Be the guy that everybody around in the neighborhood knows. Be famous. To the people that it matters to you. Like, the people you want to see you being famous. Just live as if you are. Just enjoy being yourself and showing yourself off. You don't need to trade your soul for that. You don't need to trade your soul for anything. So if you ever make a deal with the devil, keep that in mind. There is no good reason to trade your soul. Come up with something better. Anyway, this is me just checking in after months of not really making any videos, and I've just not had time to post anything or edit anything. But again, by the time you're seeing this one, I may have put up a lot of videos like pretty close together. Because I have a lot that's not edited, even more that's not even filmed. But yeah, I'm still here. So if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more, subscribe to my channel. You like this video in particular, hit the thumbs up, the like button. Make me feel famous without trading my soul for anything. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and if you want to check out my novels, my writing, you can go to glensladeclarkjr.com, and everything's there. Videos, novels, podcast. See, you can pretend to be famous and not trade your soul. My soul is intact. And I'm not doing anything different than I would if I were famous. So, that's that. I don't know if I'm gonna go to sleep. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe take some more sleep medicine. And just have a ponder. I'm just gonna have a ponder for the rest of the night. Have a think. I love a good think. Anyway, until next time, thanks for sitting up with me.